Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about generalized coordinates of a rigid body. Let us go with the presentation. Generalized coordinates of a rigid body. What is a rigid body? If you consider a system of particles or a system of n particles in which the distance between any two particles remains fixed throughout the motion. Thus, a system of n particles is said to be a rigid body if it is subjected to the holonomic constraints of the form Rij is equals to Cij. Here Rij, the distance between ith and jth particles, and Cij is a constant. So here in a rigid body of motion, so whenever we are obtain here any deformations in the actual body, we can neglect because it is a rigid body. It maintains its shape during its motion. So here we cannot obtain the actual number of degrees of freedom just by subtracting the number of constraint equations from 3n, because there are half of total number of system of particles n into n minus 1 possible constraint equations of the form 1. So here if you this is equation number 1 for this, here half of n into n minus 1 possible constraint equations of the form 1. Obviously, for large value of n, that means if you consider a system of particles n value of n is large, these constraint equations are more in number than 3n. Here we have considered only 3 particles. That's why here we have considered here number of constraint equations from 3n here. And if we consider obviously for large value of n, these constraint equations are more in number than 3n. So in fact, the equations represent equation number 1 are not all independent. We can show in the following two ways that number of degrees of freedom for the general motion of a rigid body is 6. That is 6 independent coordinates are needed to specify the motion. Now let us see. Here this is a system of n particles. Here it is P1, this is P2, this is P3, this is Pn, and here distance from P1 to P2 it is R12, distance from P2 to P3 it is R23, and here from distance from P2 to here R13, and here these are here at a particular point P1 we have x1 y1 z1 coordinates, P2 here we have x2 y2 z2 coordinate, here P3 we have x3 y3 P3 coordinates. And here the degrees of freedom for the motion of a rigid body, that means here we have three reference points P1 P2 P3 are the three reference points for this particular rigid body, with three equations of rigid constraints allow the body to have 6 degrees of freedom. So here total we have 6 degrees of freedom. Here P1, P2, P3, and also here we have three constraint equations we have to define this system of n particles. So here let us consider three non-collinear particles. Here these are P1, P2, P3 are the three non-collinear particles in a rigid body. Figure here we can see. So as each particle has 3 degrees of freedom. So for each and every particle we have x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, x3, y3, z3. So for each particle we have 3 degrees of freedom. So 9 degrees of freedom is in total required. So to define this system here, we need for these three particular points we need to specify 9 degrees of freedom. But what will happen here? So here degrees of as each particle has 3 degrees of freedom, 9 degrees of freedom in total is required. But from equation number 1, which we have Rij is equal to Cij, here Rij is the distance between ith and jth particle, and Cij is the constant. So here from equation 1, the three equations of constraints expressed in terms of coordinates of the points delta to an arbitrary origin fixed in the body are R12, we have R12, R23 and R13. So here equation x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square whole power 1 by 2. So which is a constant length C12. So R23 can be defined x2 minus x3 whole square plus y2 minus y3 whole square plus z2 minus z3 whole square whole power 1 by 2, which is equals to C23 constant length. R13 equals to x1 minus x3 whole square plus y1 plus minus y3 whole square plus z1 minus z3 whole square whole power 1 by 2, which is equals to C13, which is a constant length here. So hence the number of degrees of freedom of this three particle system is reduced to 9 minus 3. Total we need 9 degrees of freedom, but here we have these three, and the particles P1, P2, P3. So we have here it reduced to the 6 degrees of freedom to define this system of n particles. So the position of any other particle in the body, say Pi. So here, if you consider here, this is Pi. The position of any other particle in the body, say Pi, needs three coordinates, and obviously there are three equations of constraints because the distances of Pi from P1, P2, P3 are fixed here. Actually, if you consider here at particular point Pi, it needs three coordinates, but here the distances from P1, P2, P3 from Pi, it is fixed distances. Hence, any other particle will not add any new degree of freedom to 6 degrees of freedom of the three particle system. So thus the motion of a rigid body be specified by 6 degrees of freedom. In other words, we need 6 independent or generalized coordinates to specify the motion of a rigid body, which have the 3 points P1, P2 and P3. So next one. So to look the situation in other way, position of the particle P1 needs three coordinates. So if we consider the position of the particle P1, we have three coordinates relative to the P1. We consider relative to the P1. So if you consider P1, here we need three coordinates x1, y1, z1 here. And relative to P1, position of P2 can be specified by only two coordinates because of one constraint equation R12 is equals to C12. So the third particle P3 relative to P1 and P2 has only 1 degree of freedom because of two constraints we have. R13 equals to C13 and R23 is equals to C23. That means total we have 3 plus here we need three coordinates at particular point P1, and relative to P1 the position at P2 we need here two coordinates, and if you consider relative to the P3 to if we consider the particle P3 relative to P1 and P2, here we have 1 degree of freedom. Total 3 plus 2 plus 1. So here we need 6 degrees of freedom to specify the system. Thus, the three particles are non-collinear of a rigid body have 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals to 6 degrees of freedom. So it is to be noted that particle P2 relative to P1 is constrained to move on the surface of a sphere, and its position can be specified by two angles, and particle P3 which is relative to P1 and P2 can only rotate about the axis joining P1 and P2. So here also which can be specified by third angle. So intuitively one can think that rigid body should possess three translational and three rotational degrees of freedom. Therefore, in order to describe the motion of a rigid body, we usually choose three of these coordinates to be the coordinates of a point in a body. Generally, the center of the mass, and the remaining three to be three angles, usually three Eulerian angles, so which describe the rotation of the body about a point. So here, in addition to the constraints of a rigidity, if the body has additional constraints, this will further reduce the number of degrees of freedom and hence the number of independent generalized coordinates. Thank you, children.